What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this one, I'm going to be showing you how to make an aquarium. This is Refresh Year's Aquarium, and this one, okay, right as I start recording. That is the first thunder I've heard, of course. I was like, yeah, I'll wait out the storm, and then it just decided, no, I'm going to now start storming immediately when you start recording. Thanks. Anyway, this will be a 3-part tutorial. There will be 2 parts for the inside because of the absolute size of this thing and the amount of detail with some of the enclosures and stuff. I'll show you a quick sneak peek. It's not particularly a crazy interior other than the actual tanks themselves. I'll just like show you a couple in here. Here's kind of what you got going on. So yeah, first part of the interior will be just layout and maybe getting some small like decorations done, and the second part will be all the rest of the decorations. So anyway, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial and I will catch you on the flip side. As is a custom with these, here is the original aquarium. There was never a remake, and this one never had an interior, and it looks like trash. So, but here it is anyway, regardless of those facts. Here are all the materials I'm needing for the exterior of this build. I am pretty sure there's always a chance I'm missing one, but I try to get it the best I can. But just like, I don't know. Alrighty, so the space we need for this is an 88 by 101. I told you it was a bit large. And just to start off, we're going to get out smooth stone slabs, so as per usual, we can get to that front corner. And if you start from the front right-hand corner of your 88 by 101 grid, cough, cough, if you minute, you want to start by counting left by 2 and going back, you're going to place 22 smooth stone slabs. This is not the furthest forward point, as you can tell, but yeah, this is where we're going to be starting. So you can get rid of those and get out the following: quartz pillars, sand, blue stained glass, waxed oxidized copper doors for green, smooth quartz slabs. Can we get enough for this wall? Moss blocks, sponges, netherrack, and light blue concrete. Yeah, we can do that lower point. We'll try to get all those done as quickly as possible. So on this particular block here, you want to place a quartz pillar. You're going to extend it left with 26 sand. Now, before you do that, I would actually break into the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 26 over. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Cool. And then you'll place the 26 sand in the ground along with the row up. Just because. We can build up this wall, we might as well. You'll take this first quartz pillar and extend it up by 3. And then you'll want to bring... You kind of want a wavy pattern. Now, this section is, based on what we can see here, 4 blocks. It's technically 5 with that lower row of sand, but we're not worried about that. Going right to left, I'll go sand, sponge, light blue concrete. Actually, was that 2 light blue concrete? No, 3 light blue concrete. Then 12 sand. Then a light blue, moss, light blue, 2 netherrack, and then 4 sand. And then I'll just go left to right on this. Or I'll go moss, 2 light blue, moss, netherrack, 2 light blue, moss, light blue, sponge, moss, light blue, and then 5 sand, 2 sponges, moss, 2 light blue, moss, I don't know why this one is floating, and then 3 light blue. And then again, next row will be going right to left. It'll be 3 light blue, moss, 2 light blue, moss, 2 light blue, moss, 2 light blue, moss. You'll never guess what's next. 2 light blue, moss. Then I guess we'll go 5 light blue. Is that 6 light blue? I apologize, not 5. Moss, 2 light blue, moss. And that's the height of this wall. Yeah, if you want to bring this moss down, you can't actually see that block from the end, or at the end result, but it's nice to have it. Starting from the furthest left side, then, this row, you want to take this bottom sand and go forward diagonally left with a quartz pillar. You'll then go forward diagonally left by 5 with blue stained glass. Left. forward diagonally left, left 2, forward diagonally left, left with your 2 copper doors, left with a blue glass, then forward diagonally left. My phone is freaking out. 1 second. Can I clear this? Thanks. Then left by 4, forward diagonally left, left with 2 doors, glass, 2 doors, glass, back diagonally left, left 4, back diagonally left, left with 2 doors, glass, back diagonally left, left 2, back diagonally left, left, back diagonally left 4, then back diagonally left with a quartz pillar. There are a couple more quartz pillars. The rows of 3 outside of the outer door sections, you'll place a quartz pillar in front of the center blue glass. The rows of 5, which are almost in the center, you'll take the center one of them and count in by 1 and place a quartz pillar in front of those. Like so. You'll then extend each blue glass, and I guess the quartz pillars around them, up by 8. And then bring the doors up with 7 blue glass. Hopefully everyone is having a good day. And I said I don't think I am. I am for the most part, though. Other than the lovely storm. I have not gotten a, like, an emergency weather alert in forever. Wow. It's, quite exciting. It was like, you know, any normal day to record. Maybe a little bit of heavy rain in the background, but that's fine. Maybe a little bit of thunder, but no, we actually have an emergency warning. That's fine. Gotta love it. Anyway, yeah, this is like the main entrance section of the build. I don't really think there's any other important detail about it. This build is quite interesting, though, with some of the wall, like, layouts and such. Because, generally for the refresh, I build from the inside out, just so I can make sure that a lot of the shaping works. And one of the ways I do that is through... just, like, sometimes the shaping will end up getting weird, I guess. Because of the rims that I need are gonna end up being a specific size. Sometimes I'll start with, like, the front detailing, but with something like this, where I kind of am gonna freestyle it anyway, it doesn't particularly matter a ton. But, yeah. Anyway, you should end up with this. That looks a little bit odd, though, so we can add some rows of smooth quartz slabs. 3rd row glass up, upside down smooth quartz slab. Just, like, take any particular row and just kind of copy this. You'll then count up 3 more upside down smooth quartz slab, and then if you count up 3 more, you'll be at the top when you'll place another upside down smooth quartz slab. And these will just go in front or around the blue glass, not in front of the quartz pillars, just around the blue glass, and it'll just really connect between the pillars. They're basically 2.5 blocks away from each other, but it's kind of up to you for how you want that, like, some of the corners to go, because you can bring them out more if you don't like the amount of 1 diagonals. I do realize that shaping is odd a bit, but it works. So it's kind of like, how do you make a not quite half circle, like maybe a third of a circle will work, and especially when it's this size. But I think that shaping looks pretty nice. Whoa, that looks cool with visuals on. Anyway, yeah, nice. Do we have another one of the sections over here? I don't actually think we do. Okay, so there's a little one. This part's gonna be annoying, I think. But it is what it is. We have a couple more of these kind of goofy sections with the art on them, like we have over on the right. But we're not actually gonna worry about those yet. You can just clear your inventory, I guess, and get out the following. Quartz pillars. Stone bricks, I want to say? Yes, stone bricks. Light gray wool. Gray concrete. Smooth quartz blocks. Blue concrete. Smooth quartz slabs. Quartz pillars. And anything else? or no? We can get out the sand, I guess. This is the weird part, I think. So behind the quartz pillar here on the left side, you're going to take the bottom of it specifically and extend it back with 3 stone bricks. Back diagonally left. Back 3. Back diagonally left, and then back by 4. Extend each stone brick up with light gray wool until you're the same height as the glass. Was it 8 up? Yes, 8 rows of light gray wool. That is correct. Just like so. This will be the continuation of that circular shape, but I don't think we have it on the other side. Might go back a little bit, actually. I'll have to check. Because I feel like it does for the... Because the other section over there is a little bit back. Anyway, you want to continue to bring these upside down smooth quartz slabs just like off of the light gray here. Make sure you obviously still don't cover the quartz pillar, but... yeah, just like so. Cool. If you then take this left side, this backmost stone brick, it'll extend it back diagonally left by 1. Extend it left by 9. And place a gray concrete. Extend that gray concrete back with 8 stone bricks. Gray concrete. Then extend back diagonally right with a stone brick. Back by 8. Back diagonally left with a gray. Back with 7 stone bricks. Then a gray. Back diagonally right with a stone brick. Back by 8. And then back with a gray. You'll then also extend this back gray concrete to the right with 6 stone bricks. Like so. And you should... oh, why is my mic so low? There we go. I don't know why that keeps happening. I apologize for the beginning there. You'll extend the light, or the, what? There's no light gray. The grays on each corner up by, what is that, 4? Yes, 4. Or just each gray, really not the corner one specifically, because I guess these are more so on the ends of rows rather than the corners. Like so. Each stone brick you'll extend up with 4 smooth quartz blocks. Also, random just side note, there is also, like, that curve does continue on the other side, as in the right side where the light gray was brought back. But it's only on the top, so we're going to end up dealing with that a little bit later. We might do it when we do this side, though. I'm not sure. I feel like it'd be nice to get both sides out of the way at that point. That's because, yeah. Anyway. A lot of walls. And then this is where, like, there's a line of enclosures on this side. And I have them mismatched. You'll kind of see. It's part of the way I designed it on the inside. I think it looks pretty nice. So, yeah. You should have this. A block above and outside of that, you want to place blue concrete going around. Make sure you have extra blocks in the corners as you're going around, which includes this little wiggly spot here on the left. And you'll just end in line at the back here. Nothing too crazy. You will then place smooth quartz slabs on that blue concrete. You should get used to this particular design, because, I mean, this changes a couple times, actually, so I wouldn't really, like, count on it, because it gets inverted, and the slabs will be in different spots sometimes, but whatever. And you'll also fill in the top with gray concrete. I'm just going to take the backmost smooth quartz slab and bring it all the way forward with gray, and I'm going to see that doesn't actually line up at all, so I'm going to just have to cry about it for a sec. But yeah, I'll just, like, fill in this particular left side, basically from the back. Since the front 6 further forward, we'll deal with that in a moment, but yeah. It should be like that based on the fact that my grid has it as that length, so, you know, trust the grid. The grid is never wrong. If it was wrong, I'd notice, I guess. Cool. At the front here, you're going to bring the gray just back 4 rows, or the slabs back by 4 rows with gray. On this 4th row, you want to take the furthest right one and you'll place a sand on top. Extend it left 1, then up 1, and then left of that, you'll place a row of quartz pillars that's 3 tall. I'm going to bring the top 2 rows of light gray back until they're just, you know, kind of in line with this. I won't bring the slabs back yet just because, but yeah. You can get rid of... Why did I get out quartz bricks? What was the purpose of this? Why do I have these in my inventory? I must have meant to get quartz pillars and I got quartz bricks. I really don't know. But I'm going to just clear my inventory again and get out, for real this time, quartz pillars. Yeah, they're right next to each other, so that's probably what happened. Sand. Light blue concrete. Moss blocks. Sponges. Netherrack. Blue concrete. White wool. And smooth quartz slabs. So on this particular area right here, you want to take the sand on the left and extend it up with a moss block, and the one on the right you'll extend up with 2 light blue concrete. I'll then bring the top row of upside down smooth quartz slabs just back. Up diagonally out from this quartz pillar, I'm going to place a blue concrete. I'll say forward, but I do want it to extend left and then back, so it kind of is on the corner like so. The blue concrete at the particularly like front row, you want to bring all the way right until you're, what is it, in line with your wall? I believe yes, it'll be in line with the far right quartz pillar, basically where we started. And so I'm going to just turn around here so I'm looking forward. And you'll see it should line up right there. I'll then, for the funnies, extend it off an additional 1 to the right, and then I'll just extend it back by 1. You can bring that up with an additional row of blue concrete. And then you'll want upside down smooth quartz slabs kind of around the top edge of this on the outside. Like so. Cool. Not half bad. Now we can actually make this shape on the right side. We don't have the thing. Wow. Get rid of the white wool temporarily and get a light gray wool. And just behind the, we're going to say the top quartz pillar here on the right side, you're going to do a similar thing. You're going to go back with 3 light gray wool. Back diagonally right. Back by 3. Back diagonally right. And then back by 7. And you should end underneath the blue. Like so. You only need 3 rows of light gray in total, so just bring this row down an additional 2. Yeah, this shouldn't be too bad. I mean, it's taken a bit, but, you know. And don't forget the upside down smooth quartz slabs. You only need the top row for this one, though. Just going around. Do we want to do that roof? No, we'll save that for later, because I want to do all the roofs last. So, where this final row of light gray wool is, you're going to go back... Oh, okay, get rid of your light gray wool again and get a white wool. And you're going to go back diagonally down and right with a white wool, like so. I'm then going to bring it all the way right until I'm again in line with the quartz pillar on the front there, which should be right here. And on top of it, I'll place a row of sand, but the furthest right block, you'll have a quartz pillar on top. And the quartz pillar, you'll just bring up by 3, so it connects into the blue, kind of, sort of, like so. Going left to right now for this one, you want to, on top of the sand, go 4 sand, moss, light blue, 2 sponges, 8 sand, netherrack, light blue, I'm going to say 2 moss, and then 4 sand, whoopsies. And that should be your first row. And then we'll go right to left just so we can zigzag back and forth. And you'll go 2 light blue, moss, light blue, 2 moss, 2 light blue, 2 netherrack, moss, 3 sand, sponge, moss, 3 light blue, moss, light blue, sponge, 2 sand. The final row, the only thing is, it's all light blue except every single moss, but where you have the 2 rows you're bringing up with an additional moss. Where the 2 rows, you're only bringing the right moss up by 1, the other one you're keeping alone. You could also make it to where it's angled, so remove these 2 and replace them with light blue. But again, you can't see it anyway, so that's why I'm not really being specific on that particular part, because there's some fish that we'll put in a little bit on there. Which you might do now. Sure, why not? I know we're kind of clearing our inventory a lot of the time, but I just want to kind of get certain details done as we're going, because it'll be easier. You want to get out the following stair and block versions of each. Acacia, stair and plank. Bamboo, stair and plank. Purpur, stair and block. Where? Oh, there. And then waxed, oxidized, cut copper, stair and block. So on this set, we'll start with on the top. You want to take this row of 4 sand here on the right, and the furthest left sand, you'll place an upside down purpur stair facing left on. Above it, have a regular stair facing left. Left of that, a set of blocks. Then off the bottom block, you'll place an upside down stair. Off the top block, you'll place a regular stair, both facing left. Speaking of left, where you have this set of 2 sponges here on the second row up, you'll be above the... We'll say the right sponge, and you'll place an upside down bamboo stair facing right with a stair on top also facing right. Left of them, you'll have planks, and then the same set of stairs you placed originally that face right. And you kind of see those give you these looking, fishy looking guys. If you head down a layer, you want to take this singular moss between the netherrack and the sponge here, and you'll place a acacia plank on it with 1 on top. Both left and right of it, upside down stairs on the bottom facing left, and right side upstairs on the top facing left. I don't know why I'm doing them all differently, but this last one will do the same as the first. So you take the furthest right sponge, count left by 1, and place an upside down stair facing left with a stair on top also facing left. Left of it, a set of blocks, and left of that, the same set of stairs. Cool. Now we can clear our inventory, and we can start doing huge chunks of wall. So you'll get out the following: quartz pillars, stone bricks, smooth quartz blocks, blue concrete, smooth quartz slabs, and I think we're just going to go with that for now because I don't really see the point in getting a ton else out. Maybe we'll get out fully stained glass. We might do that ceiling. So for this particular section, this bottom one we just made, you're going to go up diagonally forward with a row of blue concrete that'll extend 1 off the right. Extended up a row. That should hopefully be familiar. You want to kind of find the center. How many blocks is it? The center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blue concretes, and place smooth quartz slabs up diagonally forward from them. So basically, I'm going to take this part of the hill, this like row of 5 sand. And if I take is it the second sponge to the right? It's this second sponge to the right. This one. Trace up, and I'll go up diagonally forward with a smooth quartz slab from it, like so. And then I'll extend it left by 9. The rest of the blue concretes that aren't those, you'll just place upside down smooth quartz slabs in front of, and also going around to the right. But there's banner letters there, so just have a little bit of a incline. On the right side here, you want to take this quartz pillar, and you're going to take the stone brick at the bottom and extend it back with, make sure I get it right, 75 stone bricks. And then back with a quartz pillar. Extend the quartz pillar up by 3, and then extend each stone brick up with 3 smooth quartz blocks as well. We're going to build back the left, I think, after, so we don't actually rely on this number, because I do realize counting 75 out is a little bit of a pain. So we'll end up basically making sure that that distance is correct as we build from the other side. But the blue concrete you'll bring back and around the same way, though, along with the upside down smooth quartz slabs. Really nothing crazy going on here, other than things we've already dealt with. So yeah, this shouldn't actually be, this really shouldn't be that bad. I mean, the front was the hard part, and we have most of the front already done, so Just some of the roof stuff will be annoying because of the way numbers end up lining up or not lining up. I mean, they don't line up. It's just like the positioning of them is very odd because it's based on the tanks on the inside or some certain things. Like you see the cyan sticking up. That's actually not supposed to be there, but I'll explain it in a little bit. Next thing we can do is if you take the top section here on the right side, we're going to also bring this back. You'll basically bring it back with blue concrete until you're like one short of where the blue concrete overhangs. Well, actually two short of it. And basically a block before, you'll place a quartz pillar facing upward, which should be in line with the quartz pillar below it, like so. You'll actually end up connecting the quartz pillar together, and you'll break the blue concrete that overhangs a row on the back along with these slabs. And the slabs instead will go just like a cross by two, and they'll go directly off that quartz pillar. You'll see why this works like this in a little bit, but basically you have a flush back wall right now. You don't have this bottom blue. The top and bottom floors end up creating one flat wall. You'll extend this quartz pillar anyway up by 3, and then just bring the blue concrete also up by 3, so it's the same height. And then this blue, well, actually we'll get there in a sec, but I don't need to rush. That is a tall building. Wow. I don't know why I forgot I had a skyscraper. There's another one over there too that hasn't been recorded yet, because I'm debating if I even like it or not, which is never good if it's been sitting there that long with me debating it. Anyway, you'll bring both rows of blue concrete this time back, and this will overhang and go across for real this time. There's no actual, oh, but we gotta change this now. Like it does go around, and then the opposite on smooth quartz slabs, the same deal. This is really the height of the build, though. It's quite the build. It's really all 2 floors, except for that little section on the left over there. So anyway, you should end up with this. If you so choose, you can get out white wool and fill in this section here at the like front right. You can just basically inline with the blue concrete, fill in the roof with white wool. And I will do this. You're basically, for the roof, the top of it, you'll have a strip of white, a strip of blue, and then the rest will just be white. I realize it's not the greatest, but there's not really a ton we can do with the positioning of these slabs, so you know, it's all decisions, trust me. I know, like, it'd be like, why don't you just pull them up and then have a slab ceiling instead, but it really more so has to do with the fact that I didn't want the like roof trim or the actual roof itself to be 2.5 blocks thick, because that's, you know, like a block and a half shorter than the wall it's on, rather than being 2 on the dot, which is 2 blocks. I know it's a half a block difference, but that half a block does end up making a huge difference, especially because of the blue. And yeah, you should have this. You can kind of see where the section is too, how different that looks. But yeah, anyway, for this middle curved section, you want to place blue concrete on top of it. Now, there's a weird thing going on when you do this. If you place it directly on top of the smooth quartz slab rows, you'll extend it off the row an additional 1. So basically, it's on top of each slab and or quartz pillar, and it's extending 1 in whatever direction the things are facing. So like basically, you see here, as I'm reaching the front, they'll start overhanging on the right side, but like on the back portions, they'll overhang off the front, and like you kind of see hopefully what I'm getting out of this. You don't actually overhang the same direction the whole time. You kind of switch as the curve switches. So you can see on this corner particularly. Really, if what you end up doing is filling the entire row of slabs, and the way you're already placing, just add an additional 1, you'll eventually get there. And then for the corners here, you'll see like, okay, yeah, so it's going to be 1, 2, and then I'm going out, back 3, out, and, you know, just adding an additional block outside in the corners, I guess. You should have this. You want to make all of it 3 blocks thick. Now, that's technically misleading. You want to bring the blue in an additional 2 rows. Where you have the points where they transition, you'll still be adding 2. And it'll make those spots 4 rather than the other number. So yeah, make sure like on this corner here, you see it kind of that it looks right. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like, really, I wouldn't stress it being exactly the same as what I'm doing, just as long as you kind of get that general shape. But just go 2 in from each block. The reason we have those parts thicker is because of the way the like bends work. If you have it, really in any build situation, if you have it to where you keep it 3 the whole time, you notice that those curves become a little bit thinner, I guess, for lack of grammar. But yeah, it should kind of look like this. You'll also connect 2 rows of blue concrete at the back. 2 visible rows, which will be 2 in front of the actual, like, roof above us right now, which is the top layer of roof, by the way. In case that was important. Nice. You can get out polished blackstone brick slabs, which we're going to use for blocks here, along with gray concrete. And there's a fish tank in the center here. So if you traverse to the front and are between these 2 doors, you'll end up tracing up the blue and back. And from this particular center blue concrete here, you want to go back with 10 blue stained glass blocks. Then a polished blackstone bricks block, not slab. Up diagonally back with a polished blackstone brick slab for real this time. Back with a gray. Back with a slab. Down diagonally back with a block of polished blackstone brick, and then all the way back with blue stained glass, which should be 5 back here. And that is correct. If it ends up being 4, I would push it forward. Just make sure that you have the 2 rows here, and, you know, the 3 here. And if you have that, then it should line up fine. But the polished blackstone brick slabs, you'll extend off either side by 1 and connect them together to create a square around the gray. The polished blackstone brick blocks you'll bring around in a square the same way a block out, except you're breaking the corners, so you're basically having a 5x5 square without the corners. Poppy Playtime reference, I guess. Or at least that build reference. The remainder of this lower portion of the ceiling you'll fill in with blue stained glass blocks. This will probably take a minute, but, you know, we have a minute to spare, so it's okay. But, yeah. Anything else? So, yeah, next we're going to do the left, or like the rest of the left side and then the back, and then we're actually almost done. Yeah, this exterior is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I put this off because I was going to record this the other day instead of today, but I pushed it back because I was like, I just don't feel like doing this yet. It's going to take forever, but I mean, we are already over 30 minutes in, but you know, like the back wall won't take that long. The windows are a little bit weird, but like, other than that, there's not a ton left, detail-wise. And then the roof is weird, and then there's the parking lot and stuff, but it's not like we're, you know, doing some insane, like, 30 rooms or anything. But, yeah. Yeah, it's been a vibe to record during a storm, other than the fact I'm paranoid about my power going out. That's always one thing that I'm like, just don't happen, please, while I'm recording. I feel like I've been fairly fortunate, but I'm also just like cutting this every like 10 to 20 minutes just to make sure that if it happens to have an issue, that I don't, you know, lose like a ton of footage. Anyway, you should end up with this. We can hop our way over to the left side and head to the back here. And I think we're going to need new materials, like an entirely new set or just a few interchange. I think just a few interchange would make more sense. Get rid of any, I guess, of polished blackstone brick slabs and get out polished deep slate stairs. From this stone brick here on the back left, yeah, you want to bring it back diagonally right with a stone brick. Extend back by 1, back with a gray concrete. Polished deep slate stair facing left. Each stair will be facing left for this portion. 2 blue glass, stair, gray, stair, 2 glass, stair, gray, stair, 2 glass, stair, gray, stair, 2 glass, stair, gray, 3 stone bricks, and then a quartz pillar. And if you kind of look over, you should be in line with the other side, hopefully. We can't actually build across here, though. You'll extend this quartz pillar. These will now face back, the stairs, by the way. But you'll extend this right with 3 stone bricks. Again, gray. Then again, polished deep slate stair facing back. 2 glass. Stair. Gray. Stair. 3 blue glass. Stair. Whoopsies. Gray. Stair. 2 blue glass. Stair. Gray. And then 11 stone bricks. Then 4 upside down polished deep slate stairs facing back. 3 stone bricks. 4 upside down stairs facing back. 3 stone bricks. 4 upside down stairs facing back. 3 stone bricks. 4 upside down stairs facing back, 3 stone bricks, 4 upside down stairs facing back, and then you should connect the rest of the way, which is like 12 or something. Yes, exactly 12 stone bricks. I love when I know the number. It doesn't happen often, but when it happens, it's a hell yeah moment. Okay, so, first things first. The gray concretes. You want to bring them each up by 9. And that'll just give us the height of our wall. It'll also help because it'll help us make sure that the windows all work properly. These windows are very peculiar. I am just warning you of that one right now. But I think they look good, so. Whether you consider that as a good thing or not, I don't know. We're also going to build these on the inside right now because I'd rather do them both than have to deal with explaining this again. So, you want to extend each stair up with basically stairs facing the same way that keep inverting. So it'll be upside down, right side up, upside down, right side up, etc., etc. And they'll all face the same way, obviously, like left or back, whatever. And when you reach the top, it should be an upside down stair, excuse me. Which will kind of give you this. And it'll give you these weird indents, but it does look kind of cool. I don't know what I was doing with this, but I was trying to find something that felt very, like, I don't know, like aquatic and also modern at the same time. And I feel like this kind of gives you that vibe. I don't know. Are ridges aquatic somehow? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know, that's all I guess. But, yeah. And then there is a line between the glass somewhere, so don't actually place the glass yet. But, yeah. And don't forget, there's windows in the back. So much stair. These are the kinds of things I do in these tutorials sometimes, and I'm like, why did I decide to make this design? Like, this is a lot more complicated than it needs to be, but, you know, I guess the point isn't to be easy, it's to, well, I mean, it's to be easy enough to follow, and, which is more so on me rather than what I'm building, but, and also to, you know, look good in your city. Stand out as its own building, but also not stand out too much, you know. I would advise copying the stairs on the inside facing, you know, inwards. It shouldn't be that bad, and you also might want to copy the gray concrete as well, since we'll need it eventually anyway. But I think it makes a lot of sense to just do them all immediately, rather than, you know, trying to split it all up in any way, because why would we? It's a lot of stair placement. But again, I just don't think doing this during the inside is going to be something that I feel like doing. Especially because the inside is going to be a lot worse than the exterior to follow. Well, not to follow, but just to record in general, because it's going to be a lot longer. So, you know. This is even just, like, this is just based on my original building of this, too. Like, the interior took me a hot minute. Generally, for the refresh builds, I mean, Walmart was another one that was, a little while. But it's like, maybe... Usually it'll take me like 2 days to finish a whole build, but I think the interior of this took me like 4 on its own. It was pretty bad. But, yeah, sometimes I'll like have issues, especially with refresh, where they just aren't working, but, you know. Anyway, you should end up with this. The stair that connects across, well, there's actually 2. The windows are not even, unfortunately. It's 5 and 3, so if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th stair up, which would be this upside down stair, along with the top ones, you'll connect together. Basically, it's the top upside down stair and the 3rd upside down stair down. Or 5th down in general, I guess. And again, you want this on both the inside and outside. Is the glass double layered? No, it's not. I had to make sure, because I was like, wait a minute. Did I double layer that, or did I not? But yeah, so again, windows are 5 and 3. Or 5 by 2 and 3 by 2. 2 by 5 and 2 by 3? That's more so what I would say, so yeah. I mean, it's the same thing, basically, but... I guess that one's a 3 by 5 and a 3 by 3. But that one isn't important anyway. I mean, it is important. They're all windows and they're all important. It's all for natural light. Some parts of this interior are bland. Actually, I'll say that for a sec. Bring each blue stained glass block all the way up. Make sure you just go through the stairs and, you know, just like fill in the outside row only. Again, as I mentioned, you don't want to fill in both rows. You just want it on the outside. But, yeah, some points or parts of the interior are a little bit bland. Part of this is because I just didn't know what to add, and other parts were because I put a lot of detail into specific sections. And if I had that level of detail throughout the whole thing, we'd be here until next week. So, yeah. Actually, this is 3 parts, so it'll probably take into next week, now that I'm thinking about it. But, yeah, whatever. You should have this. The other windows in the back are these little guys here. Now, these are a whole lot easier, if that makes you feel any better or worse, I don't know. But, essentially, you're doing kind of the same thing. Well, not really. They're smaller. You'll bring basically each side polished deep slate stair up with, or upside down stair up with a regular stair, then an upside down stair, and then another regular stair. And those regular stairs at the top will connect together, which will give you a 2x2 for the actual window. Blue glass will be filled on that row, and again, you want to copy the stairs specifically inside a row. So yeah, do this in whatever order you think is easiest. I might actually place the glass first, because then I can place off of the glass, which makes my life a bit easier. But yeah, it's up to you. Just make the 5 windows or whatever. I do like these ones though, because they're a little bit of a break from the chaotic ones. Still the same vibe, just like at a more chill level. And this, I think, looks into the... Is it the dolphins? Well, it doesn't look into it, but it's... The dolphin... I think it's a dolphin enclosure is right there. So, like, you might be able to see it from this. I don't remember. I know the dolphin one has, like, 2 layers that you can view it from. You can, like, view the bottom water, and then you can view up where the dolphins would be jumping out. It's pretty cool, at least in my opinion. I don't know, I made the build, so I technically can't be saying, oh yeah, it's the greatest thing you'll ever see in Minecraft. Anyway, the walls here are, not particularly complicated. So if you take the back right quartz pillar along with the front left over there, you should just be able to take the tops of them and extend them across with smooth quartz blocks. You'll end up hitting these windows here, just like ignore them. But, yeah, make sure you get the quartz pillar at the back left brought up. But these walls are just plain smooth quartz blocks. There's nothing interesting going on. There's just a bunch of smooth quartz. I mean, there is a stripe of slabs, but we're not worried about that yet. So yeah, fill in all 3 walls? No, I guess 2 walls, because it's just the left and back. And the only thing, as I mentioned, that you want to add is the quartz pillar for the very back left corner. But, yeah. Should be to the height of the tall windows, which is just the top. And once that's done, like, that's the main build other than the ceiling. Which I might have to take a cut for the ceiling, because I know literally nothing about that. I mean, I have my alt account, but I don't think the alt account is saving me here. I'm going to need some dimensions and stuff for the windows. Or the sunroofs. But yeah. And we'll add that row of slabs as well. But yeah, so really after that, it's after the slabs, it's the roof, it's the banner letters, and then it's just some general detailing, and we're there, I think. That was a nice and not short, but shorter than normal. Refresh exterior. Well, not refresh exterior, but big refresh exterior. These big ones always scare me. Anyway. You should know the drill. Both slabs actually are going around. Now, this part is a bit odd. So when you bring the upside down smooth quartz slab, like the center row around, you want to, you know, just go over the smooth quartz. That one is obvious. But when you hit the long sections of windows, you're going to place it off the first gray concrete. Skip over the windows and place it on the very last. You basically don't want to place it like going through the windows. You can if you want. I just didn't like the way it looked. So I ended up having it like that, and I think that looks nice. To have the windows almost like, you know, separate. And you also want the 2 rows of blue concrete going around the top. And yeah. So the good thing about the ceiling is we're going to end up using that to help mark some areas on the inside, basically, and where they go, rather than going all the way around methodically. You might be like, okay, see this part here, we're going to take this. But yeah, 2 rows of blue concrete, upside down smooth quartz slabs outside, and then we can't fill in the roof yet, obviously, because we have the windows. But yeah, nice. That should be the base build done, other than that roof. Alrighty, so if you clear your inventory and get out the following, we can start the roof. White wool, well, actually finish it. It's not really going to take that long. It's not that much. Polished blackstone bricks. There's, I think, 3 windows, so. Polished blackstone brick slabs. Blue stained glass and cyan terracotta. That's all we'll need. So from the back left-hand corner of this build, in the ceiling, you want to place 2 rows of white wool across, or down the left and across the back. 2 per side. And then that'll give us a corner to actually start with, which is exciting information. Make sure my mic didn't. Okay. I think it's whenever I put my mic like stand or arm down that the volume for some reason just like gets hit, so it twists. Of course, it happens to twist down every time rather than up, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, from the now new inner corner, you want to extend out, which is, I'm going to say is forward, with 25 polished blackstone bricks. Which you should be a couple blocks further out, or further forward than the windows there. Which is correct. Am I on the second smooth quartz? I am on the second smooth quartz. Nice. The front and back polished blackstone bricks you will extend to the right by 20. And then you'll connect them together at that 20th. So I'm just going to count the 20 once and then bring it back because that's easier. And are we 2 off on that side as well? Really? Huh, we are. That's very interesting. I didn't realize that. We'll bring all these like up and deal with them later, but you'll take the front right polished blackstone brick and extend it, well, count actually to the, from it back by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and right of this you'll place, going right, what's the number? 24 cyan terracotta. And so if you check in front of this row, you should have 5 polished blackstone bricks there, just to confirm to make sure that everything is working properly. We're going to actually deal with the cyan terracotta fully right now. You'll extend it back a row. Then from there, you'll end up, I'll just give you the whole thing. You'll go up diagonally back, back 2, down diagonally back, and then back. This is part of the, there's like a little theater area on the inside. You'll see. It's like a shark. And this is the top of the shark that just happened to clip through the roof, and I thought that it would be fine to just keep it, because I didn't really know what else to do with it. You could try to disguise it as something if you wanted, maybe even like have an actual little shark head up here, but I don't know, kind of just decide what you want to do. From the back right-hand cyan terracotta, you want to extend back with 4 white wool. Extend right by 1, and then going right from there, you want to place 21 polished blackstone bricks. I really miscounted. You know what, it's fine. I'll deal with that in a sec. Then extend forward by 20. And then you'll connect it back into a square. Yeah, okay, it is a square. Cool. Like so. And you see your, what is it, like, I'm gonna say like 7 rows off the side. Okay, according to my calculations, it's 8, so I'll just bring this white wool. I'll just bring this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white wool. Yep. Cool. From the front left-hand corner of this, you're going to extend forward with 2 white wool. Whoop, I would love to place it. Thanks. And then 20 polished blackstone bricks. I guess again. Extend the front and back ones right by 19, and then connect them together from there again. So it's 1 block smaller than the previous one in both ways. You can really just check from that way and see that you're 1 shorter there, and then you can kind of look at it and be like, yeah, it looks like a square. Maybe. It's about a square, yeah. You can also slash fill the center of them when we do the glass, and if you get a number, like, you can do the math. So, like, the middle is 18 by 18 on this one, since the outside's 20 by 20, and then it would kind of give you the right thing. I want to actually make sure that's a square. Hold on. 29 to 48. Yeah, that's a square. Extend each polished blackstone brick up with a polished blackstone brick slab. The original bricks are there for 2 reasons. 1, because they can be. And 2, because they actually are there. And 3 because of the roof being as low as it is. We need them to go further down. So. And I like the windows to stick up, so. It's kind of a, you know, bit of an unfortunate case for me. The center of each of these, in line with these slabs, you'll fill in with blue stained glass. It'll stick up a block from the... Or stick up a half a block from the slabs, but... that will tend to happen. Is my power gonna... There's some thunder. So my light flicker. I always get... Just, again, the paranoia is real. It would cut out when I'm this close to the end, though. Like, it would. It would crank me like that. It's fine. Just some banner letters in the parking lot. We're good. After the roof is filled in. I might slash fill the other ones, though. Because I got places to be. Not actually. I just got storms to outlast. But even then. I don't know. I can't fill the wool. That's the problem. I have to fill most of that manually. Because if I do it... if I do it normally, it's gonna, like, not like me. No, because of the glass being a block higher, you just, like, can't fill it. It's kind of cringe. Anyway, you should end up with this. Nice. As I mentioned, the rest of the ceiling is just gonna be white wool. Now, I'm gonna try to slash fill as much as I can here. So I can fill to about there. Like that, and then I should be able to fill the rest of the front rows here too. I think there. Yeah. See how much slash fill I can get out here. Hopefully most. I mean, yeah, I should be able to do a lot. It's all about how you use your resources, am I right, chat? Okay, so it's there, I think. Not there, I think there's a block over from that. Nope, actually that's good. Yeah, cool. And I'll just fill the rest manually since it's not that much anyway. And then we have banner letters to make, my favorite. I despise banner letters. Like, making them the way they look, just everything. They're really nice, though, because you can make, like, you can definitely scale your builds better with them, but I'm just not a banner letter fan. I started to become more acquainted to them, especially as I've gotten my hands on them and been able to kind of, you know, play with certain designs and stuff and figure out what I actually like, but it's definitely hard because a lot of them don't really work. Exactly, like Y is a weird one, and there's also other ones, and some you need borders to make it look right. Anyway, yeah, that is your ceiling done. Now again, it's just banner letters and parking lot, which I'm taking another cut because I can. Funny part about this is the tutorial recorded before this was Turtle Zoo Enclosure, and now I gotta make another one for the inside of this. Well, not immediately, but anyway, you want to get out a loom, blue banners, blue dye, and light blue dye, right? The banners are light blue? Yeah, they're light blue. So we're going to go in order on how you would actually place them. First thing, you want to smack your loom on the floor aggressively, because that's the only way you can do it, and I'm going to get rid of the loom so I have more space. Pop in your first blue banner along with a light blue dye, and you want to do the line across the top, which is Chief Fest. Blue dye in, lozenge pattern with it, so a diamond. Put back in your light blue, do line down the left and right, which is Pale Dexter and Pale Sinister. Line across the center, which is Fess. Next one's a weird one that's going to be an exception to something we're doing later. You want to do all sides with light blue, so right, left, bottom, top. Pale Sinister, Pale Dexter, Chief Fess, and Base Fess? Yeah. You then want to put in a blue dye into the border pattern, which is the, well, the border. Put back in your light blue dye, and you want to do the, like, bottom right corner with light blue, which is, what is it even called? Blue, or it's called Base Sinister Canton. And yeah, that one will be an exception, because we're going to end up having to do the rest with the border, and that one will already have it, so, yeah. Next one, you want to do the line, or with the light blue dye, you're going to do line down right and left, which is Pale Sinister and Pale Dexter. Line across bottom, which is Base Fest. Next one. You want to do the line down the right with light blue, which is pale sinister. Blue dye in. Full bottom half is blue, which is perfest inverted. Then you want to do the line down the left, which is pale dexter. Line across top, which is chief S, and then line from top right to bottom, or bottom right to top left, excuse me, which is bend. Next one, blue banner in again with light blue dye. You're doing line across top and bottom, which is chief S and base S. Line directly down the center, which is pale. Next one, you want to put in your blue and do the triangle at the top, which is inverted chevron with light blue. Then with your blue dye, you want to do the like little teeth at the top, which is chief indented. Light blue in, you want to do line down right and left, which is pale sinister and pale dexter. And then with each of the banners, again, except for the Q that we already did it with, you want to put in your blue dye and do the border pattern. And that will just make all the letters more consistent with one another. So yeah, and I'll put everything in my hotbar because I know that I'll leave them in my inventory like I always do. Now, on the right side here at the bottom, where you have the, you know, the blue concrete. Here, you want to take this top row and going left to right, you'll leave a gap of 1. Place your A, Q, U, A, R, I, U, M. And you should be left with a block space on either side just to make it look a little bit better and have a little bit more space around it. Not make it feel so cramped. That is the build itself done, though. If you don't care about anything else, then you can be out of here. However, I have a couple more things that I have on my to-do list, which I would like to showcase to you. So get out the following. Smooth stone slabs, sandstone, gray concrete, white concrete, light blue concrete, and what is not on the list is light gray concrete, and you'll see why it's not on the list. I actually have a reason. It's not just because I forgot. I mean, that's part of it, but so there is a, why do I have sticks? Whatever. There is a little pond I made on the front right here. So you want to take this row of smooth stone slabs we placed on the right side, this row of 23 or whatever it was. Take the fourth one forward, which is this one, and yeah, extend it all the way left with smooth stone slabs, and it should connect into the blue glass at some point in time. You will take the final smooth stone slab and count forward from it by 6, and then extend forward from there with, I don't have this number on hand, it's 13 smooth stone slabs. Nice. Leave a gap of 7 extending right, and then just connect all the way right from there, and you should connect into the first smooth stone slab you placed. This area you want to, you can break the grass and replace it with gray concrete now. I'm going to wait, and you'll see why. I want to place all of the lines first. So at the left side here to connect like these two lines, you want to actually break this row of 5 and replace it with white concrete. Going right from that, you want to just keep leaving gaps of 3 and placing that same line of 5. Until you can't anymore. Which will be at some point here. Nice. You do want to copy these on the front coming back, except for the furthest left 2, because, well, one is in line with the slabs, and the other one will be in the middle of this row here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming back from this first slab. And it'll just keep going from there. You can cut out this one here if you want, but I didn't. As I always will say, for buildings like this, bigger parking lots are always recommended. However, for the purpose of the tutorial and the demonstration, I don't really think doing a large parking lot makes sense. Because that's going to just be a lot of everything. But you can really just extend that over. I should do like a big parking lot tutorial, but if you really want one, follow the Playcode tutorial or go to the second last part, I think? Or last part. It's one of the I think it's last part actually, where I go over the parking lot, because the spacing and everything of that is pretty much these normal sizes, just like a moderately larger parking lot. Anyway, the only parking lots or parking spaces that are weird are these back two. So the far back left one, because this is actually the opening into the sidewalk, is going to be blocked off. So if you take this 3x5, you're going to take either corner and place a white on it, which is top right and bottom left. Only those two. I don't know why I said all of them. From the bottom right, if you're looking down, you'll count back by 1 and go up diagonally, or up by 1, I guess, and go up diagonally, left by 3 with white. Parking space to the left, there's a light blue in the direct center. The remainder, well, actually, not quite the remainder of this. At the front here, this line where you have, for me, it's lime concrete, but at the very front, we'll say the left, either 3 or 4, doesn't really matter which one you pick. Blocks will be white concrete, but everything else within the space is going to be gray concrete. I'm going to replace that now, and I'll actually dig down here. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to copy this coordinate here in the corner, go opposite corner, and then I'll go gray underscore concrete, replace grass block for the 2 coordinates. And you see, it will fill all that grass. And since there's no grass a layer up, it doesn't matter anyway. Cool. From this opening here on the left, you want to take the front slab and extend it left by 2. Go forward diagonally left, left, forward diagonally left. Okay, just checking if it's raining still. It like sounded like it's slowed down. Left 2, forward diagonally left, left 3, forward diagonally left, left 4. And I guess really the thing that I need to tell you here is you're following this pattern all the way into the row of 2 on the other side, and you're basically just kind of, you're staying 4 blocks away from it at all times. Nothing fancy going on here. And so I'll stop right here where I hit this row of 2, and you see that is the row of 2 right there. From that, you'll go back diagonally left 2, back diagonally left, and back by 3. This grass area here, all of it, you'll break and replace with sandstone. And I think I'm just going to break it into another command, because why not? Actually, I don't know if it's going to make sense for this one, so I might just manually fill it. But I don't know anymore. And yeah. And then after this, it's just that little funny pond. Which, the materials for ponds and stuff I usually don't put on the list. Just because, a lot of the times they're kind of like a pick your block kind of thing, rather than a follow what I'm doing. But I usually will give you what I'm doing because, I do realize a lot of you, there are some people out there who like to perfectly follow tutorials, like, exactly. I was one of those people, in fact, but, now I'm making them myself, so I guess all logic may go out the window there from that point. I don't know. I guess I could always follow my own tutorials perfectly, but then that's kind of goofy. But anyway, you should have this, because then I have to build the build 3 times. Okay, so at the back right here, where the signage is, the grass in the floor, you want to break 2 rows down. And this is where that sand we placed at the very beginning will actually reveal itself. If you guys remember that, it feels like it was like 2 months ago. But it was actually about an hour ago. Maybe a little more than, I don't know, I'm not keeping track. Oh yeah. So, and again, you'll break another row down. The purpose of this is very purposeful. Hold on, we'll get there. You'll get out, again, this is not on the list, but you want clay along with, well, quartz pillars, that is on the list, but you'll fill in this bottom row that you just broke in with clay. You can pick whatever you want. I just thought clay kind of worked nicely, because it wasn't too aggressive of a block. Underneath these smooth stone slabs and blue glass, you'll break the blocks below them and replace them with light gray concrete. Underneath the quartz pillar, you'll never guess what you're placing. That's right, magenta concrete. No, quartz pillar. So, yeah. As for the actual filling part of this area, I added the following. I added, well, water. That would be important. So I got out water buckets. Small drip leaves. I love small drip leaves. Wish you could use them more. Lily pads. And seagrass. Also, maybe some fish. That might be a smart idea. Glow light gonna be cool for lighting. Just a thought. I'm pretty sure there were fish in here. I don't know where they went. They probably did what microfish do best and pass away. But fill this area with water. That's a good first step. And you can just add a couple small drip leaves, lily pads, seagrass around, whatever. Just have your vibe. Yeah, small drip leaves are such a cool block. Like, I wish you could place them, not in water, but I do get my usages out of them when I can, so. I think they're better than big drip leaves, I'm not gonna lie. Like a variant we could place outside of, like, why can't I do one of these? Can I do one of these actually? Hold on, let's find out. Oh. I mean, yes, but no. So yeah, and again, if you want to add fish or anything in here, I would definitely recommend. I mean, that's kind of defeats the point of the aquarium. If you can just walk and be like, look, the fish. Okay, let's go, guys. Bye. Like, that kind of is a little counterintuitive. Although, you know, I do think that's an option. What's the other thing I wanted to mention? I don't think there was anything else, actually. I think I was thinking about something, a mental note for myself. But anyway, yeah, if you would like, the floor inside is like gray concrete, I think entirely. Other than the tanks themselves, but I mean, that's kind of a well, duh moment. I'll probably slash fill that at the beginning of the next video, though. But if you want to get a head start, you absolutely can on that. But anyway, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the exterior for your Refresh Series Aquarium complete. That was a hot minute or two. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Yeah, this is a fun one for sure. Get ready for the interior. As I mentioned, we are going to be doing a two-parter because, I do think this will probably be the biggest out of any refresh for inside. As in, like, the most going on that you have to deal with. Walmart was pretty bad, and the other stores will be pretty bad, but I feel like this is just another step further. And, you know, I do try to avoid posting 3-hour tutorials. But anyway, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day. Or night. Wow, I have my emote. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.